Surface Studio's got a uniquely good stored procedure debugger. You can see that looks rather like the VB debugger in Microsoft Office. In this pane you've got the code of the procedure, and you can make changes and have them written back to the database directly from here, so it's got full editor facilities in that pane. We can keep an eye on variable values down here, locals, globals and arguments. We don't have any globals in this case. Locals we got company and state, arguments we've got pattern. Let's say when we run this procedure we want to keep an eye on just a couple of variables out of, let's say that in a real case is a very long list. Perhaps we just wanted to keep an eye on state, in which case we can add it to the watch pane over there and have a convenient view of just those variables that interest us. We can browse around procedures and triggers. You can use the debugger on triggers, that's obviously rather more unusual. I'll show breakpoints once we've got started in here. So if we the debug menu button, it's got very VB-like facilities for stepping through the procedure with quick keys as an alternative. So if we start the session, and let's say I want to just look at states that begin with F. It's positioned us automatically on the first executable line of the procedure. If I step through with F10, we can now see it selected in some values into the local variables and the arguments as we entered in. Over here we've got the watched variables. Let's step through from now. Okay, so it only found one row with a state beginning in F. It's going to make it run to the end. What if we want to step through several rows and we want it just to stop automatically each time on that line so we can see what row's been returned? If I just click in there, we put a breakpoint on that line. So now if I restart the debugging session, let's have states beginning in C. And then we're going to run it. It's going to stop on that line automatically each time. When I do run to continue, it will just proceed forward to the next time it's on that line. Over here we can see the breakpoints we've currently got set. Yep, and the history of those breaks being used. Anytime I want, I can just remove the breakpoint by clicking again in that column. So this time if I do run, it'll continue to the end. When you're coding more complex stored procedures, that could save you days and days of time. If you can't work out why a procedure is breaking out in the middle, the classic case being selecting data into variables defined like a column that doesn't allow nulls.